Luke chapter 19. And he entered and was passing through Jericho. And behold, a man called by name Zacchaeus, and he was a chief publican, and he was rich. And he sought to see Yeshua, who he was, and could not for the crowd, because he was little of stature. And he ran on before, and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way. And when Yeshua came to the place, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house. And he made haste and came down, and received him joyfully. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying, He is gone in to lodge with a man that is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said to the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor, and if I have wrongfully exacted aught of any man, I restore fourfold. And Yeshua said to him, Today is salvation come to this house, forasmuch as he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of the Man came to seek and to save that which was lost. And as they heard these things, he added and spoke a parable, because he was near to Jerusalem, and because they supposed that the kingdom of the God was immediately to appear. He said therefore, A certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom, and to return. And he called 10 bondservants of his, and gave them 10 minas, and said to them, Trade ye till I come. But his citizens hated him, and sent an embassage after him, saying, We will not that this man reign over us. And it was, when he was come back again, having received the kingdom, that he commanded these bondservants to whom he had given the silver to be called to him, that he might know what they had gained by trading. And the first came before him, saying, Lord, thy mina hath made 10 minas more. And he said to him, Well done, thou good bondservant, because thou wast found faithful in a very little. Have thou authority over 10 cities? And the second came, saying, Thy mina, Lord, hath made 5 minas. And he said to him also, Be thou also over 5 cities. And the other came, saying, Lord, behold thy mina, which I kept laid up in a napkin. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that which thou layedst not down, and reapest that which thou didst not sow. He saith to him, Out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked bondservant. Thou knewest that I am an austere man, taking up that which I laid not down, and reaping that which I did not sow. Then for what reason gavest thou not my silver on the banker's table? And I, having come, would have collected it with interest. And he said to them that stood by, Take away from him the mina, and give it to him that hath the 10 minas. And they said to him, Lord, he hath 10 minas. I am saying to you, that to every one possessing shall be given, but from the one not possessing, even what he is possessing shall be taken away. But these my enemies, that would not that I should reign over them, bring hither, and slay them before me. And when he had thus spoken, he went on before, going up to Hierosoluma. And it was, when he drew near to Bethphage and Bethaniah, at the mount that is called of Olives, he sent 2 of the disciples, saying, Go your way into the village over against you, in which as ye enter ye shall find a colt tied, whereon no man ever yet sat. Loose him and bring him. And if any one ask you, Why are ye loosing him? Thus shall ye say, The Lord hath need of him. And they that were sent went away, and found even as he had said to them. And as they were loosing the colt, the owners thereof said to them, Why are ye loosing the colt? And they said, The Lord hath need of him. And they brought him to Yeshua, and they threw their garments upon the colt, and set Yeshua thereon. And as he went, they spread their garments in the way. And as he was now drawing near, even at the descent of the Mount of the Olives, the whole multitude of the disciples began to rejoice and praise the God with a loud voice, for all the mighty works which they had seen, saying, Blessed is the King that cometh in the name of Lord Yahweh, peace in sky and glory in the highest. And some of the Parishayah from the multitude said to him, Teacher, rebuke thy disciples. And he answered and said, I tell you that, if these shall be silent, the stones will cry out. And when he drew near, he saw the city, and wept over it, saying, If thou hadst known in this day, even thou, the things which belong to peace, but now they are hid from thy eyes. For the days shall come upon thee, when thy enemies shall cast around a palisade about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee in on every side, and shall dash thee to the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. And he entered into the temple, and began to cast out them that sold, saying to them, It is written, and my house shall be a house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of robbers. And he was teaching daily in the temple, but the chief priests and the scribes and the principal men of the people sought to destroy him, and they could not find what they might do, for the people all hung upon him, listening.